What's up, guys? This is Pedro from My Stuttering Life, where you will hear the good, the bad, the very ugly. We're gonna laugh, we're gonna cry, but through it all, just know that you are not alone. So, let's get started. This is episode number 74, and my special guest is Xavier Thibodeaux. Mr. Thibodeaux is from Houston, Texas, and is a graduate from the University of Houston with a Bachelor of Science degree in Health and Human Performance with a specialization in human nutrition and dietetics. His dream is to work for NASA as a researcher, studying different and new ways to send food into space, prolonging food out there, and ways to grow food on exoplanets. Xavier states, I battle with the stutter, and I've had it for as long as I can remember, but I pushed through it and accomplished so much in my life, such as being a first-generation graduate from college. I have a girlfriend named Sierra Garcia and a 1-month-old son named D'Angelo. Don't ever give up on your dreams, guys. He also states that everything will get better if you work your hardest for what you want. I am honored to have him as a guest with me on the My Stuttering Life podcast. Welcome, Xavier Thibodeaux.
Hey, man. It's so nice to finally be on here, man.
Thank you, sir,
for having me.
Oh, yes, sir. This is an honor, and so we have a lot of topics to cover, so let's get started.
Yeah, okay.
So do you remember when you first began to stutter?
So I don't know, like, necessarily when it began, but this started as far back as I can remember, and the furthest thing that I can remember was during my first day of kindergarten. Like, I was late that day. My grandpa dropped me off at school. Then I walked into the my classroom, and my teacher was calling roll. So let's sat down, and she finally got to my name, and I like, man, dude, it took me like 10 minutes to like say here, and like my whole like class like just burst out then laughing, man. And that's probably like the first memory that I can like think of me having my my stutter. So yeah, first day of school, man.
Oh my gosh, Xavier, I think we're twins, man. I think we're twins. The same thing happened to me, although I think I took longer. I could say I could.
Yeah, right.
P's were just really, really, really hard for me. And, after, I did that the first time on day one of kindergarten. I mean, all of the other kids were laughing and pointing. They called me Porky Pig. I mean, it was the worst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know how that freaking crap feel, man. Like,
it's rough.
And then like, it's just hard to like hide the fact that you have a speech problem. So yeah, it's just something that you have to learn to deal with.
Right. Exactly. Now, are there any other people in your family who stutter, or are you the only one?
Yeah, the only one, man. Unfortunately.
During school, did you ever have speech therapy? And if you did you find it helpful?
Yeah, so I began speech therapy maybe like a week into my first year of school, and I continued with it all the way until my senior year of high school. And to be honest, it did help. We just like went over so many like techniques and like things that I can do to like practice and try to get better at it each and every day. So I feel like it did help me.
You just hit the nail right on the head, where it works if you practice and practice and practice, because for us as stutters, we have to work like 20 times harder than everybody else. Now, talking about high school, because you had touched on it, how was high school with having a stutter?
Man, so where I'm from north side of Houston. So like around like spring slash like Greens Point. So like we had a lot of like, I wouldn't say like hood kids, but we 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 had a lot of kids like that was like on the lower like socio economic level. So just with that by itself was tough. And with my like speech problem, with just doing like like presentations or doing my like assignments or trying to like make friends or like just the whole experience was tough, man. But like my 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 parents and my friends I had made, they just they pushed me through it, man. Just they kept pushing me, and I finally had got through it, man. So yeah, my high school time was tough, but I got through it.
Thankfully, you had your parents and friends to help you out, be with you, guide you, because I mean, kids are cruel. I mean, I'm being honest with you, Xavier. Kids can be cruel, and in high school, it just gets worse and worse. And so I'm glad you had that good support system there. So how cool. Now, do you have any advice for parents and teachers with regards to kids who stutter?
Yeah, so one thing that my parents did with me was show me patience. And I think that like that's probably one of like the biggest things that you can have with a speech problem is to have patience, man. And that's something that me, my parents, my girlfriend, my friends, like that's all something that we all had to work on is just gaining like the patience to wait on me to like get finished with a thought or try to like get done with like what I'm trying to say. For like with teachers, like just I think what helped me the most is my teachers would bring it up for me for the like class like on the first day, and then I like didn't have to like explain myself Lord feel like I'm trying to hide my speech problem. So whenever there was time for us to like do like a presentation or like a capstone, I love like the people that I had my classes with, they all knew that 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 I had like that problem. So it wasn't nearly as bad. Those like things they helped me the most for sure.
See, you bring up a very good point on how, how parents can be, helpful and very supportive just by being patient. Because what I have learned over the years is that we have something of value to tell you. And so it would be appreciated if we had your patience to have us get it out. So, and then with teachers, it is always a great idea to have the conversation with your teacher in their office or in the principal's office to let everybody know, look, here is what I have. I may have some difficulties when doing a presentation or whatnot. That way everybody is on the same page. And so that's great that you had that positive experience. Now, let's switch gears a little bit. Job-wise, did you ever experience discrimination because of your stutter?
Yes, man. So, in college, I worked for Best Buy, and a few times. So, I worked in the gaming slash cameras department. So, they especially for the cameras, like you had to know your information. So when customers would come in trying to buy a specific camera, I would sometimes like have trouble trying to like get out what I'm saying, and they would like turn like those customers away. And a few times I've had uh people like tell me that I like don't know what I'm saying, like what I'm doing or things like that, man. And like that hurts me because like I do put in that like time to like learn what I need to be prepared to like sell these like things, and just because I can't talk a certain way, that doesn't mean that I don't know like what I'm saying. So like things like that does hurt, man. So yeah, I've like for sure faced this discrimination like during during work for sure.
Ooh, okay. So what happened to you happened to me because I was trying to help out a customer back in the day, and I was, just having a hard time getting the words out. And the customer grabbed a manager and asked for a person who knew how to talk right there in front of me.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, like what you had just told me, that hurt. I mean, that hit me deep. And that's when I walked home. I went home. I mean, because to hear that from a stranger telling your boss that they would like to have a person who can talk. Ooh, Xavier, let me tell you, I went home. I mean, I was beat. I mean, I was beat down. And so I said, okay.
I feel you, man.
Ooh, doggy. We have some rough lives, don't we?
Yeah, right. But hey, man, like it's all
We are
good, man.
strong.
Yeah,
Yes, we are strong, and we bounce back, and we get right back on the horse. Let me tell you.
yo, yo.
Now, how did you handle job interviews?
So, with my high school, I went to like a career academy. So, throughout my time there, we've had like the like dozens of like mock interviews and practices. So, I've like gotten extremely well with the interviewing process. So that and being like being in a supervisory position myself and having to give job interviews, they're not as bad to me no more. Like the more that you get practice with something, like the more smoothly and naturally that will come. So I'm pretty good with job interviews. So so yeah.
See, and again, you bring up an awesome point. Practice. Practice makes perfect, because I can't tell you how many job interviews I've had where I crashed and burned. I mean, I would hyperventilate. They would give me a bag to breathe in. I almost passed out. I passed a kidney stone during a job interview, and they rushed me
Oh,
to the ER. I know. I mean, they didn't hire me, but
oh man.
um, so what I had learned is, through all of those times where I failed, I learned that in a job interview, I disclose my stutter. I tell everybody. I tell
Yeah.
them all, look,
Yeah.
here is what I have. And so you may see my eyes close.
Hmm.
You may, hear a block or two. You may see my arms go all over the place. It's fine. I just have a stutter, but everything's okay because I have the knowledge, skills, and ability for this job that you are going to hire me for,
Yep.
FYI. So,
Yep.
ooh, doggy. Now, how do you handle everyday situations? Like, how do you do on the telephone? Because, phones are really a little rough for
Yeah.
us. How do you handle
Yeah.
the phones?
So the phone. That's probably like my worst nightmare, man. Is phone calls. Phone calls is my
You
worst
know it, Xavier. You
nightmare.
know it.
It's my worst nightmare. So, like, just like having a speech problem, like you have that social anxiety, man. Like that just comes with it, and just whenever you hear like the phone ring or you see like who's on the like caller ID, like that just gets your heart pumping, your like mind like racing and like so much. But what I've learned in therapy is to just like clear my mind, take a deep breath, to think about the scenarios that could happen. Think about ways that I can say things and it won't be as bad. Practice, take some more breaths, and some
A
more
lot of
breaths,
breaths.
and then just do it, man. That's another big thing that I learned is to just do it. Like things might be hard. It might be scary, but you just have to keep on attacking it and then just do it, and then it'll be done. So that's something else that I had learned, man. Is to just go for it.
Right. You have to just keep on doing it. Um, s- and so how I handled the telephone is that I bought an old telephone off of eBay, and so I practice. I pretended that it would ring, and then I would practice my name over and over and over again, and then I would practice making phone calls. And so, I would make up all these names and whatnot, s- and so, and so I did that every single day for an hour, day after day after day, until when that phone rings now, oh, I just pick it up. Hey, good morning. It's Pedro. How you doing?
And okay.
See? I mean, like what you keep on telling me, practice,
Yo.
practice, practice. I mean, you have it down, Xavier. You have it down. Now, we are in this COVID-19, pandemic right now. And so we cannot go out to restaurants. But before this pandemic, how did you handle going to restaurants and ordering with the waiter?
So with my family and my friends, one thing that they like have learned how to do is they like know what I'm trying to say, and like sometimes whenever they help me too much, like that can like get frustrating. But when I am like trapped on the word, or I can't get something out, they like been around me so much that like they know what I'm going to say. Or like how you had said, like let's say I'm by myself and I'm trying to get a cheeseburger. I'm gonna tell my waiter right away, hey, I do have a speech problem, so just bear with me for a little bit while I take my time to say what I want. And for the most part, people do like understand your situation, then they'll just wait on you. So not everybody does a butthole, man. So the that's something that's something that I had learned too. So
There were times when I would, just have a really hard time. That's when I would tell the waiter, if you're patient, I'll give you a big tip. And boy, let me tell you, they waited as long as I needed for them to wait.
and I bet.
And so after the meal, I would give them a big old tip. And that's when I tell them, look, I appreciate your patience because I am sure that you have other, patrons who come in who stutter. And so I hope that they are waited on how you have waited on me with, patience and respect. And so nowadays there are a bunch of restaurants that have pictures of the food on the menu. I love that because I just point.
Yup.
There's like zero talking. I just point.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. Okay. So do you think that it's important for people who stutter to have a thick skin?
Yes. Most definitely. That's a numero one. That should be like top priority, man. Is to have a thick skin for sure. I've like you have to develop it though, because I know that first when I first began just things in general and like being made like of fun of, constantly being picked on, constantly like you have to develop that barrier, man.
You are 100% correct, because the world is rough out there. People are cruel. They will just call you every name in the book, and and so if you have a thick skin, all of their negative comments are just going to bounce off, and then you go on living your best life.
Yep.
So have you ever had depression because of your stuttering? And if you did you ever seek help for it?
Oh yes, yes. I've had depression and major anxiety for as long as I can remember. And matter of fact, a few years ago, I was contemplating suicide, and it took me a while to seek help, cause I'm a black man, so in the black community, mental health doesn't get treated like how it, it should be. It gets put on the back burner. So I uh, didn't seek help for a long time because of like the thought process that comes with those that get help. Like they give their like 2 week to like do it on their own, or like you like taking drugs or this or that. But my degree is in nutrition, and we've had to take a lot of like counseling courses, and just what we learned and how we had to talk to like the people in our course that would come in to help us like practice like that just showed me like the world of like therapy and psychiatry, and how much that like does help. So yeah, I have been going to therapy for the last 2 years, and I can say that my the depression has significantly gone down. So all you like guys out there that's the dealing with something, man, please go and seek help. You are not alone. I promise you. And it does help. I promise y'all. It, it helps.
Ooh, you touched on a lot of great points, and the most important is to reach out and get help, because like you, I fell into a deep depression when I was 14 years old, and that's when I grabbed my dad's gun and just I walked out of the house, and told myself that this life is just hell.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any friends whatsoever. At school when they were having pep rallies and everything, I would just come home. And so thankfully, this is what I believe in. God puts people in your path to help you out. And so thankfully I got the help that I needed. So yeah, it is. I mean, it is super important to just reach out and get help.
Yeah. For sure, man. For sure.
Now, you are over the age of 21 or are you under 21?
Yeah, so I am 25.
25. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I could ask you this question. Okay. So have you noticed that when you drink alcohol, your stuttering tends to go away?
Now that you think about it,
I'm
now
just curious,
that
Xavier. I'm
you think
curious.
about it, kinda like I feel like just my like when I talk, I feel like I like thinking too much into it. But when I'm drunk, like just that thought, those thoughts just they go away somehow.
They're gone.
Yup,
Yes.
they gone.
Because because when I have some rum and coke, I mean, after like two of them, I mean, I'm good, Xavier. There's no stuttering. I'm like the life of the party. Let's rock and roll. Let's go dance. It is just it's kind of weird when
Yeah, right.
when I drink, I don't stutter and like what you were talking about, when you are drinking and having a good time with all your buddies, you don't think about your stutter, do you?
Nah, you
No.
sure don't.
You are just having a great time with your buddies and you're having a drink or two and life is good. So that's just interesting. It's interesting.
Hmm.
Now, okay, let me ask you this. So, have you ever done this? Let's say you are talking to a person and you have a block. And to help you get over that block, you're either tapping your leg, you're tapping your foot, you're tapping your face. Have you ever done that to help you get out of a block?
Yeah, that's one of the like first things that I've learned. Speech therapy is the tapping technique. So with that, like they touch you to get a rhythm going, and then like that, and like try to sound out the words, like how we both have been doing th- throughout the whole podcast. Just that tapping, sounding out the words, and just taking your time.
So, let me tell you a story, Xavier. So, back in the day, I was in Corpus Christi running some errands. And so I was talking to a person on the street. And so I was having I had a block. And so, I'm not talking your ordinary block. This was like the mother of all blocks. I mean, my eyes were closed. I wasn't breathing. And then, when I started to tap, it was already too late. I passed out. But what I have learned is that if I have a block, I am going to use whatever tool or technique that I have in my tool belt to help me get out of it. And so I have been known to tap my face and tap my leg and tap my foot because what I want to say, I want to get it out. Either however that it comes out, I want to get it out.
Hmm. We I've had plenty of days like that, man. Like I feel like with me, some days my speech isn't that as bad as it could be, and some days it's like super bad, man. So it comes and goes. I feel
See,
like
and and that was my next topic to cover. Do you go through phases of, fluency? Because like you, there are weeks where I have excellent speech. I mean everything is coming out, everything is fantastic. I'm doing an awesome job. And then there are weeks where nothing comes out. So you, you, you and I are in the same boat because, it comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. It's weird.
Yep. And like with that too, like there's a myriad of different types of speech problems too, man. So not everybody is the same way. So with with what I've learned th- throughout the years is that not like every technique will work for that person. You have to like try them all and practice and see which ones work the best for you. But I do notice that me and you both have like a similar type. So that's where like big overlap in the techniques that we use like come comes up is the like tapping, elongating the words and uh closing your eyes and things like that. So yeah, man, we 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 all go through those like hard times, and then those like times when it's good for sure.
Right. Now, what is your best technique to help you with your fluency?
hmm To be honest, I think is my elongating the words. I feel like it makes it so much smoother. It may sound a little bit different compared to how like regular people talk, but I know that that's what works best for me, and just trying to get over the hump of what what people thinks about it. That helps a lot too with incorporating that technique into like every time you try to speak a word.
Right. I mean, you bring up a great point. And so let me ask you this hot topic question, because whenever I ask other people who stutter, the answers are split right down the middle. It's just 50-50. So let me ask you this hot topic question. So Xavier, do you let uh, others finish your sentences?
Mm. Like that's something that's like a topic that I feel like I go back and forth with. Um, I guess it depends on who it is. If it's like, let's say my sisters or my parents or my girlfriend, then I'm fine. But 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 if it's like somebody like that's random, just like saying like random things just to try to just to try to get me to like quit talking, then I like get mad about it. So I guess with me, it just depends on the situation.
See, you are like me in in many ways, because I feel the same way. When I was younger, when they would finish my thoughts for me, I did not like that, because I felt like I was less than. And so now that I'm older, my friends and family and colleagues, they help me out. But the funny part is that half of the time they just get the word wrong. So
Yeah,
so
well,
oh well.
I feel like my girlfriend is pretty good with getting them right. Like she's like the one person that like consecutively uh like guess right.
That's a good girlfriend.
Yeah, right.
Okay, now here is another hot topic, Xavier. So this one is a head scratcher for a lot of us, but let me ask you, when you are alone, can you speak without stuttering?
Um. Okay, so when I'm speaking out loud, I notice that there's a decline, but it's still there. But inside my head, I don't. It doesn't even like inside my head. It just is so fast and so smooth, man. Then then I wish that I could talk how I do inside my head, um, out loud.
And many of the other people that I talk to who stutter, all of the answers are split right down the middle. But for me, when I'm alone, I still stutter. When I talk to my dog, I still stutter.
Yeah.
Now, when you are tired or possibly stress, does that affect your stutter?
For sure. That um the excitement does. Um hmm, when I'm sad, when I'm mad. So just like um a lot of the, the emotions play a part in it. And that's another thing that I feel like you do have to like practice with is trying to learn how to talk during different emotions, because I won't talk the same way while I'm mad that's if while I'm nervous. It's two different things. So just trying to like learn like what works best during those during those like certain times. That would help a lot.
Yeah, like many people tell me that when they are tired, they stutter a lot. But I am the opposite. When I'm tired, I mean I don't even have a block because all day long, trying to get the word out, I block, I breathe, I block, I breathe. I mean, when I get home, I'm exhausted. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, for sure, man. Like just like talking in general saps like so much. Like I love you, man. It does. It saps out so much.
Now, this is another hot topic. Because this can get people just riled up. So let me ask you this. Are you ready, Xavier?
Yo.
Are you ready? All right. So let's say you are talking or meeting the, a person for the first time, and so they greet you, and then you have a block, and then it's a really long block, and the other person they ask you, did you forget your name?
Oh,
Has that ever happened to you, Xavier?
yes. So like I think that's the one word I have the most trouble with is my name. And it's like, it's embarrassing, man. Cause like that's usually the first thing you have to say. And like that's like what you're like thinking of 100% of the like time like before you talk is, man, let's not mess up my name. Then when the like time comes, man, bam,
You
bam,
mess up on your name.
yo. But yeah, like that like does like annoy me when people say that. But like I've got I've gotten that so much that I like don't pay it no like mind no more.
You are a good man, Xavier, because the old Pedro, he would go off on them. But the older Pedro, that's when I take the time to educate them. I tell them, I have a speech impediment, so it takes me a little bit longer. And that's when 9 times out of 10, they apologize. I'm sorry, da 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 da. That way, for the next time, if they have another person who comes into their office that has a block, they will be better prepared because it's all about education. When you know better, you do better.
Yeah,
Now,
for sure.
let's talk about your career path because I think it is fascinating. Had you ever thought about your stutter being a challenge?
Yeah, man. So, um, whenever I was younger, my dream was to work for uh NASA, man, and like just being like from Houston, like that's like who like from here like don't want to work for NASA, man. So like that was always my dream. Then I knew that like um through hard work that I would get there. But with my speech problem, like with I love the like the people that I would have to have conversations with and talk to and work with, that like did get me down. Um, but I've talked to my my like parents and my former b- bosses, and they constantly telling me and reminding me that hey, at the end of the like day, none of those people care about your like speech problem. They they, they only care about what's in your brain. So I just went about my life with that mindset. So when once I got to college, when I began my degree, then 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 I like seen like how much I would have to like talk like with patients and with people that I would work with. Like that did get me down, but the more that you practice, man, just practice, things just get for the better, man.
See, and I think you are awesome. I think you are awesome,
Thank you, man.
Xavier.
Thank you.
I know you have a bachelor's from U of H, correct?
Yes.
That's my school too.
Y'all cool
I
then, man.
I have a bachelor's and master's from U of H, and so that is a fantastic school. And so, however that I can help you or support you in your NASA goals, you got me, Xavier. You got me in your corner. I
Hey
mean,
man, cool man. Thank you, thank you, thank you,
because
man.
I know a lot of people in Houston because I believe if your goal is, to work with NASA, then I am here to help you and be in your corner 100%. Go Cougars.
Yeah,
Go Cougs. Okay. All right.
go Cougs.
Yes, sir. Now here is another hot topic. Now I know that you have a girlfriend and that's fantastic. But how was dating with having a stutter? Because dating is hard. I mean, it's hard. But if you have a stutter, it's like a million times
Yeah.
harder. How did you handle dating with having a stutter?
So in high school, let's just begin there. So, um, I've never had a problem with dating in high school. Like, yeah, I had girls that like made fun of me, but there were girls that like did like the like super like nerdy boys and things like that. So I I did have a few girls here and there, but then once I graduated, I grew like 3 inches. I be, 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 became a supervisor for the Splash Town, and I like just got like I like gained like 20 pounds of muscle. So like with that, that's when like girls came. they had they have even came, man. So
You had no problems.
yeah. So like eventually girls they just like they don't care about that no more. Like I think I had more problems with guys than girls like
Yeah.
making fun of me. So yeah, but I've never had problems with girls. So uh, like I say, I'm really lucky.
How cool. I'm glad you had a great time. It's all good.
Yo,
Okay, now what do you think about all of this new technology? You have Google Home, you have Alexa, and then you have Siri. Do you think that this is helpful or hurtful for people who stutter?
that's a good question. Um, with technology in general, it could go both ways. They, 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 they could be beneficial in the sense that the information gets like looked up, sent out, uh research like so much faster, man. So much faster nowadays. But it also makes us lazier as people. Um, in terms of with like speech problems, I feel like more information is accessible for people that want to like go and research it and look look up ways to help or join like help groups or societies or things like that. So there is a lot of beneficial things with um like speech problems and technology. I think my senior year of high school, my speech therapist made me try this like walkie machine thing that was like supposed to help me quit, but that never worked. But that was years ago, so I'm not sure what what they have now, because like technology like transgress so fast, so it's like no telling the like types of like machines and things that they have now.
You bring up a very good point, in that this new technology can, help a lot of people out there. And so, many of the people that I talk to regarding this, they use it to practice
Yeah.
because they tell me that they are talking to a robot. And so it's not really a human, and so they practice their speech on those devices. And there have been days where, when I come home and I'm drained, I don't want to talk to nobody. I will hop on my phone. I will get the Pizza Hut app, order everything online. Don't have to talk to nobody. I prepay, and then they drop it at my front door. Bam.
Yo,
Technology.
yeah, right.
It works
And
for
like,
me.
I think like one thing that has helped me like so much in the past like years is bill pay. Online, like man, like that like cuts like phone time so much. So much.
Ooh, let me tell you, Xavier, I love me some bill pay.
Yeah, right.
It's great. Now, let me ask you this. So, what is a challenge that you had to overcome, and how did you do it, speech wise?
Mm, there's so many to choose from. I think the hardest thing I've ever had to do speech wise was give a capstone presentation that was 20 minutes long. And we've had the whole year to like prepare for it and so much. And I've let them mine on pharmaceutical therapy for people with brain damage and how that affects their like speech problem, and how like pharmaceuticals like can help them. So man, that whole year, man, I was so like nervous and inside my head, but thank God we had like 3 or 4 like practice days to where we could get up in front of like people and just practice the presentation as much as we like wanted to. So I ended up ma- making 97, and
How cool. That's
yeah,
awesome.
I think that was my longest presentation I've ever had. 20 minutes, man, and that was so long.
I mean, that's a
So long,
lifetime.
man. Yeah, but
It's a
hey, look,
lifetime.
I like push like through it. Then I got my my 97, and I just went on with my day.
How cool. That is just awesome. And so, what has stuttering taught you?
The main things that um that that I learned with my speech problem is that I'm a strong, resilient person, and if you're not strong, you won't be, be able to make it, man. But I've met so many people with the same problem as us, and um they like make it too, man. So the, that's always good to having that patience with yourself and the people you're having conversations with. Um, and another thing that I learned is um to be grateful of how far I've came and where love come from, and how much like um potential like we all have, man. Like um let's say people with like speech problems, we like tend to be on the like the like the smarter side of like society, and there's been so many like great people in like the history of this world that has had a like speech problem, like just fight through it and become what they want and achieve their like dreams, man. So those are the like things that I've learned.
See, and that is just awesome. My stutter, like you, it taught me courage.
Yep.
And it also taught me empathy. As to where I can have compassion for others, because as you know, we have been through hell and back with our stutter, and so we can completely empathize with people. So what advice would you give to, to another person who stutters?
Mm, the one thing that I had trouble with the most was people's opinions about me. Um, I think that's where a lot of my depression and anxiety came from. So my what the advice I would give somebody else is to forget what people think of you, man. There are 7 billion people on this planet, and not 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 everybody that you meet will like make fun of you or or think think of you any different, and that you can do what you set your like mind to, then that we're intelligent people, man, and to just keep on fighting, and that we got it, just to keep on going, man.
See, and that is awesome because what you just told me and the world, ooh, and let me tell you, I got goosebumps, Xavier, because you hit it right on the nose. That do not let the opinion of others be your reality.
Yeah.
That is a huge quote by this mentor and speaker, Les Brown. He has some awesome books out there. And when I heard him utter those words, don't let the opinions of others become your reality, that was like my aha moment. Because for years, I mean, for decades, people would call me slow. They would
Mhm.
call me stupid.
Mhm.
They would call me the R word, which I really don't like that word, but they would call me the R word. Um, and I mean, they would just say horrible things to me. And I took all that in. I took it all in, and it made me feel like I was nothing. Like, I mean, I was like dirt, less than dirt.
Yeah.
But, I'm after. I mean, when I developed my thick skin, ooh, let me tell you, everything bounced off me, everything, and that is a great feeling because what I have learned over the years is that, hurt people hurt people.
Mhm.
There are a lot of people out there who have their own demons in their life, and so how they make themselves feel better is by tearing you down.
Mhm. For sure, man.
Oh, yes, sir. Now, if you had the opportunity to be on the world stage and tell the world about stuttering, give them some insight on stuttering, what would your message be to the world?
That we are very intelligent people that just have a hard time speaking, and that's it. Like, like we just need time, man. We just need time to get 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 get, get off what we're trying to say, and when we do say something is going to be worthwhile, and it's going to be something good that uh impacts you for a long time. Um, the I love the people that I've met in my life have told me that I'm such a good like speaker, and I know how to listen and say my mind, and I like help like tremendously. Then I have a big heart. Then I know that like you're the like same way, and I love the people out there with the same problem that we have. I know that like they have the same qualities. So that would be my message to the people.
How cool. Because one of the reasons why I have this podcast and then my also YouTube channel is because when I was growing up, I thought I was the only one on the planet that had a stutter. I thought it was only Pedro, that there was no one else like me on the planet that had a horrible stutter. And the funny part is that I didn't meet another person who stuttered until my 20s.
Oh my god.
I know. Um, that's why, m- my goal now is to let other people who study from around the world. I mean, that you are not alone. That we all have our different journeys in our speech. We're all different in our journeys. However, we have a bond in that we are not alone,
Yep.
and that there are many of us out there, and we can help each other because how I feel, my purpose on this earth is to help people. I want to serve other people. I want to help other people, and that's why I am here. And so I would like to thank you, Xavier Thibodeaux, for
Yeah, man.
spending your evening.
Of course.
I mean, this has been a fantastic conversation.
Yes, sir.
Now, I have like the best listeners. They are global. Let's say they wanted to reach out to you. How would they do that?
Y'all can reach me through my Gmail at xdhib17@gmail.com. So it's xtib17@gmail.com. And I reply back really quickly within 1 or 2 days. So if you guys have any questions or y'all want to know some like techniques or some like nutrition information, hit me up, y'all. Then I'll be happy to reply back.
Now, Xavier, I may hit you up because I have an addiction to Whataburger, Taco Bell, and Burger King. So I may be emailing you.
Bet then.
I may be your first customer client.
Bet then.
All right, sir. Well,
I'll help you out, man.
Thank you, sir. It has been a pleasure, sir. I've had an awesome.
Thank you so much, man.
Awesome conversation, and this won't be our last one.
No,
because you have a bright future in Houston with
Thank you, man.
with NASA, and so I want to just have you back and talk about some new things that you are doing in your life. All right, sir.
Yeah. Okay, man. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, sir. You take care and be well.
Yeah, okay.
If you like this podcast, head on over to Apple Podcasts. Subscribe, rate, and review. Thank you for listening, and we will talk again.